Thank you. Director of Finance, Jack Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. To the members of City Council and the Mayor, and to the residents in the audience. For those, I just want to summarize what actually took place here tonight. In 2014, for the first time, as far as I'm informed, we adopted a 5-year capital plan to make some improvements, not only to some of the streets in this city, but to upgrade technology, to move forward with some more installation of sanitary sewers, etc. At that time, and as a matter of fact, this capital budget was discussed for months before we finally adopted the resolution approving this 5-year capital plan. At that time and during the discussions, we talked about how we would finance the first year of this capital plan. That was done primarily using the revenues from the cell tower sale. Parts of the other debt will be repaid through TIF funds, through special assessments as a result of sanitary sewer installations. So I laid out very specifically for City Council how we were going to retire this debt. In 2014, we issued $3,800,000 in notes. And at that time, I explained to City Council that our intentions were to retire this debt through, 1, the cell tower lease, and 2, the TIF revenues that we had anticipated coming in over the years. What we presented tonight was a renewal of these notes for $3.2 million. So that's $600,000 that we're paying down on this debt. We're not issuing new debt. We're paying down $600,000 on this existing debt, just as I had explained to City Council last year, as well as since January. We've discussed this. I have here the ordinances that were passed last year, the note ordinances from last year. They were presented to City Council as an emergency. And guess what? Since 1978, all of the debt notes, all of the notes, legislation that have been presented to City Council since 1978 have been presented as an emergency. I would challenge anyone to prove me wrong that the notes were presented to City Council within 30 days of maturity. Give or take, those notes were presented to Council within 30 days. So I'm not real sure what it is additionally that needed to be discussed. We had talked about how we were going to pay these notes down, the money that we're going to use. We get $433,000 a year for the next 3 years in the cell tower revenue. And I explained this to City Council last year. This is how we're going to pay these notes. In Section 3 of each one of these ordinances, not only these ordinances, but the ordinances that were just adopted, in Section 3 of the ordinances, it explains very specifically that these notes will mature from the date of issue. So we knew a year ago when these notes were going to mature. That's all. So I have a real difficult time trying to understand why there's such a difficult problem grasping this concept. It's very common, and like I said, since 1978, legislation has been presented to City Council in this city in the same manner, and it's never been an issue to my knowledge. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.